Good evening, everyone. This is Controller Cramps. Welcome to night number 6 of my 31 Nights of Horror series. Tonight we're going to talk about my number 26 favorite horror movie. And the title of that movie is The Prowler. The Prowler is a 1981 movie. It's a slasher movie. Directed by Joseph Zito. You may recognize that name. He also directed Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, which may indeed make an appearance on my list. The movie begins with a letter written by a woman named Rosemary, who is writing her boyfriend who is over fighting the Nazis in World War II. She is breaking up with him. This is a Dear John letter. We then see Rosemary attending a graduation dance with her new boyfriend. And while they're there, her boyfriend asks her to take a walk with him down to Lover's Lane. When they get there, a mysterious prowler in an army uniform attacks them with a pitchfork, impaling them both. When they're dead, he leaves a single rose behind. We then fast forward about 35 years and we meet Pam McDonald, who is helping to organize the first graduation ball in 35 years since this attack happened. She goes and visits her boyfriend, who happens to be a town deputy. His name's Mark London. And while she's there at the police station, she overhears a report of a prowler in town. The sheriff doesn't really take the reports of a prowler too seriously. You see, he's going on a fishing trip and he'll be out of town, so he tells his deputy that he has confidence he'll be able to handle any issues, no problem. So the sheriff goes on his trip, and of course, I'm sure you can see where this is headed. The prowler does show up later that night and begins to pick people off one by one, butchering them in various ways. The prowler is wearing the old World War II GI uniform. And it's really, really, really well done. I think it's one of the best slasher sort of villains, especially in that early 80s period. I really enjoy the look of the killer. And he's very smart, very intelligent as well. He seems to have a way of outsmarting his prey. The gore in this movie is done extremely well. There's some really, really cool kills. One in the shower especially was very well done. And that is because the makeup artist was Tom Savini for this movie, and I'm sure you've heard of him. He did the makeup for Friday the 13th Part 1 and 4, I believe. He also did work on Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and I think he did Maniac as well. One of the things that really adds tension to this movie that I really enjoy is the music, and that was done by Richard Einhorn, who also did the music for Blood Rage, believe it or not, and he did the music for Don't Go in the House as well. I have as you can see, I have the Waxwork vinyl for The Prowler, the vinyl soundtrack. And it's one of my favorite things. I love the music. It really, like I said, adds to the tension and is really, really well done. So this movie came out during the sort of boom for the slasher movies. And one thing that The Prowler does that separates itself from that whole period, all those movies in that period, is the cinematography and the way that the movie was filmed. It's filmed very professionally and looks really good, especially on Blu-ray. And that's actually pretty surprising since the budget for the movie was only about $1 million. As always, if you are a fan of slasher movies, I'm sure you will love this one if you have not seen it yet. And even if you have seen it yet, you should own it in your collection. So I will post a link below where you can buy the Blu-ray on Amazon. It's not expensive at all. It's a pretty good price. Definitely recommend you pick that up for your collection. And that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching my little mini review. Sorry it's so quick. I have some things to do here and gonna go enjoy my birthday. Have a wonderful evening Thank you for watching, and keep it sleazy.